Sheriff and I were looking at it.
Only so many corners.
Get this
I
one.
know, yeah. I don't know why it's not standing out like it did that
Gotta be
day.
here.
Unless it's. Surely
We
it's,
were definitely outside when we saw it.
I'll donate, obviously.
But you can open those and then.
Oh, wow.
this one's got. Oh, that one has filling in it too.
What are we looking at?
Right, this
That's it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
levers
it.
that close all
Oh,
the
we need a
doors.
picture of that.
Oh.
Ooh. Wow, looks like I take a muscle man now. I don't think it'd work. Probably rusted up.
Wow.
We came out here today to visit with the great people of Preservation El Reno to tour the Canadian County Jail and their restored stables, which is next door to the Canadian County Jail. After years of deterioration with the roof of the jail, we're looking at hopefully getting the property re-roofed and getting it stabilized and prevent further decay on the interior of the building.
It was former, back in the turn of the century, was built to be the Canadian County Jail. And it has inmates in it probably until about the mid-1980 it was used. And so it's fallen into some disrepair, but we don't have a whole lot of buildings left here in El Reno, and we're trying to keep the ones that have significant historical value. Restore the roof is our first challenge, and the Canadian County has been soliciting some contractors, and I think they have one now. That was stairways when you come in.
Yeah.
That was sheriff's office.
So, I mean, this is fascinating that it was in use for as long as it,
Well, till the
as it
80s.
was. Yeah, that's incredible.
Look what has happened in that short time.
Well, I also think, though, Betty, that the fact that it was in use for that long was beneficial to it as well. Kept it, for the most part.
In here, what's interesting is there's a lot of graffiti on the walls from when the inmates would stay here. Well, I say stay, when they were put here. And this one, there's actually a calendar, very stereotypical calendar on the wall here that looks like 1982. I guess there's quite a few. Here on this floor, there's 1, 2, 3, it looks like 6. Yeah.
We have that many bad people in Canadian County.
Yeah, well, you can see the original numbers up here.
Where do you see the graffiti?
This is the drunk tank. Look, they called this one the drunk tank, I guess. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, there's a writing too. The time.
Wow. So what's the goal with the jail? Like, what's the hope with the jail and?
Get a roof on it first.
Get a roof on it.
We relinquished our claims to it, Preservation El Reno did, so that the county felt more comfortable using their funding for the roof, you know, if they owned it, rather than them restoring it for Preservation El Reno.
Right.
So we're keeping an eye on it. In fact, I think there's a time limit on it. If they don't get the roof restored in such and such time, it goes back to us.
That makes sense.
And it was drawn up by Roger Reinhardt, an attorney here. He's actually one of the big fundraisers for when we redid the stable. Now this, there's a hole there that goes to the outside.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was just leaving you in the dark. Let me come back.
No, it's fine. There's a big hole here.
Let me see.
Somebody was trying to break out.
Oh no. Oh wow.
Okay, yeah, that's that walk around that I remembered. I think see that ramp there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that encircles a lot of these cells. I remember
Wow.
Sheriff Hawkins showed us to us when we had state preservation meeting over here. We rode a bus down
Yeah.
from Redlands College where we had the meeting at. It was statewide, and he took us in here, and I remember that there was a place you could walk around all these cells. And I was thinking you could, well, I guess you can look down on some of them. That looks part of the heater air conditioning unit that pieces come off, because it looks like it was actually used to the outside. You
Yeah.
can see the big unit here.
Yeah. Oh, what's that piece of paper here on the wall? See this?
Oh no.
What does that say?
Looks like a shopping list. Bathroom cleaner,
Yeah, it does.
ice melt, bleach.
Man, that tape and the condition of the paper tells me it's been here a while.
I'm surprised it's here.
Yeah, me too.
The whole wall is carried everything, the paper's still there.
Was that like the Al Capone of what they got to do, pick their own shopping
I
list?
guess so. It's funny. I've toured Alcatraz.
Yes.
What do they call it? The kitchen man.
Yeah.
Birdman of Alcatraz. Did Al Capone have something to do with it? And it's a large facility out on that island. It's creepy too. San Francisco. And here we have a sewer pipe, I guess.
Oh, that is kind of what that looks like, huh?
Use it as a handrail, I guess, but yeah.
Wow. All right, well,
There we go.
venture back down. You want to come back behind you with the light, or you want to be?
Well, and we'll roll down on top of it.
I'll provide the light on the way down.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
don't know why every time I go in this place, we've got those high power flashlights in our
Yeah.
house, and I forget I get in a hurry. Supposedly that has lead-based paint. He's giving me light to come in. A lot of cells in here.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember sheriff's office, I guess it's when Hawkins was here, took us on a tour. But Dwight Seiler was maybe a sheriff here yet.
In the 70s?
Yeah, probably in the 70s. But we came up these stairs and his office was up the stairs.
Yeah, I remember when Lewis was an investigator, his office was up there.
Uh-huh. I remember
Did we
they
go
had
up there yet?
some orange uniforms up there. It's hard to tell that. What do you suppose that is?
Passed through, I would imagine.
Well, this solid door, you couldn't see through it or talk
Passed
through it.
through here.
Well, that's a lot of pass through this thick wall. It would get cold by the time I got to the other side.
I know, right? Well, and it may not be functional anymore
Nope.
because
Nope.
it's shut it off.
Maybe they locked them.
This building, I believe, was the second jail in El Reno for Canadian County. Built, finished probably around 1907, just before statehood. So it would have been probably 1904 to 1907 time frame, and then used until probably the mid-80s or so when the new jail was built. The structure was designed by the architects Solomon Layton and his partner William Riley, I believe, and they built several buildings here in town. The old courthouse that's no longer here was designed by them. Solomon Layton was known for many courthouses in Oklahoma and other municipal buildings, as well as the state capitol. And so connecting the dots and finding history connected to him is something I find interesting and important.
Did we go up here already?
This threshold in the 30s.
You can wash out the floors.
Oh, I will. I'm
Yeah,
going
it's
to be
got a
very,
lot of
very
holes.
Saying all
careful.
this was added on.
I think this was the original and that was added on in the 30s.
Because it looks like upstairs, it doesn't go past this wall here
Yeah.
for
For
office
us
or
here.
living. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like office,
Oh
not
my
living.
gosh. This would have been a jail area and that was.
This would have been the original, and then in later years. when
Oh,
we
wow.
did this,
It is definitely not in the best shape up here. cool to see later. Yeah, that's the floor I'm walking on right.
My parents and my mom and my grandparents were from El Reno. My mom grew up here, so I'm originally from Geary, and I moved to town, and a long time ago, about 10 years ago. So
Why do you want to see this building preserved?
I think it's important to have it because it's a beautiful building. It's part of our history, and it's got so much character and beauty in it that the front is just wonderful. We need some money to clean it out, put the roof on, so we can repurpose it, to make it usable instead of just decaying.
First of all, the only residents in the building right now are pigeons, and they have made their presence very known.
If I pile the money up there, it's mine.
Got it. Woo! Hello!
We're always ready to advocate for a property when we can, and so that includes bringing attention to the general public, because as it may be well known and beloved here in El Reno, but we do need to get more interest in the building statewide, and that's what we can do. We can also help the organization search for different grants and granting organizations and help them do any grant writing and provide any sources that we can to help them.
Oh, wait, have we,
Down here.
should I
Yeah, there's a basement down there.
just give it a quick
I was
look-see?
down there, so I think it's safe.
Okay, hang on.
In October, I was down there. I kind of thought they maybe stored coal down there.
Oh, wow. So, fun fact, this building has access from the outside. I don't know if you can, I was going to say, I don't know if you guys want to close that off there, but
Interesting.
toothpaste and brushes. I wonder what's...
Wow.
There's a lot of cool stuff. Wow. Cleaning chemicals. Mug file by name. Wow. That's interesting. Looks like we got some steel reinforcement here, or some rebar reinforcement. What was this?
I have no idea.
Huh.
An aerosol can.
That was probably a heater, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. All right, let me get one last shot in here, and then I'll be done. Thank you. Tell you about the condition of the roof. Oh, toilet. Wow. All right. guess this was like a little office.
I don't see any seams to show it being stacked unless, but that wouldn't make sense to just have that top part be the.
Isn't that architecture wonderful?
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible. And that pediment, it is reminiscent of the state capitol
Yes, it is.
building. Yeah.
Very similar
Yeah.
idea.
El Reno, as I'm discovering, is quite an incredible little, not little, it's a thriving city, right? It's not a small town, with incredible historic architecture, and it's worth coming out and visiting this building and their incredible downtown, and also all of the historic houses that dot the El Reno city area.
I'm sure it's probably old construction stuff, but like probably an iron nail.
Look how twisted it is.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's so
yeah.
twisted from the years.
I don't think we had Al Capone or anybody.
Except more neat that it was handmade, probably.
And I've loved historical buildings, looking into the past, and people now eventually they will want to see this, and I think they do now. A lot of the kids these days are more open-minded. They're not just looking for partying in a college and working all the time, but they want to help the community.
Yeah, they're not structured.
Oh, okay. So they are ornamental.
Come back and do that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, those are.
As long as we have that much overhang.
I can. So this is an addition, then, right?
Yeah.
This building here, this section of the.
Be a historical draw, and I think the building, when we get it, if we get it in restored, after we get that roof on, after the county gets a roof on it for us, we'll look into getting some donors to do something with the inside and restore it correctly and safely, and who knows, maybe a tornado training facility or a museum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really don't. We have a Canadian County Museum, but it's, this town is big enough to have two, actually.
Yeah.
And this would be more of a jailer's museum and the sheriff's department and the courthouse connected.
I think they're trying to,
to gut the offices out of that, and probably
Yeah.
all taken down.
and somehow they connected it, but I don't know because of